Hey everyone, how's it going? Good evening. I don't make many videos at night, but today we are here. We're gonna have a special guest. Actually, I'm gonna be talking to one of my good friends, Ali. This is a very special memory for me, so I'm pretty sure you know that I spent many years hanging out for work, for making YouTube videos with my best friend, Mark. We met an amazing guy, Ali, thanks to a trip that Ali helped us take in Pakistan. And so we actually ended up going back to Pakistan again, and then we actually were scheduled to go on another trip with Ali. That was the last trip, the one that was canceled when all of this COVID started. So we were actually in Bangkok planning to meet up with Ali, and we went home from the airport and then have not left Thailand since then. So that is just a bit of background, but anyways, I'm so excited to have a great phone call right now. You know what? I'm gonna call, let's go sit over there, let's order some drinks, and we're gonna call our friend Ali. Video. Let's go call Ali. Yes. Can you hear me? How's your audio? How's your video?
And more importantly, I can finally see your face. Never thought I would be talking to you like this, man.
Oh, look at this scenery I found.
It looks very vibrant and colorful around you. Let me guess, it's a sugarcane juice.
Close. Honey shake. Just
Honey shake.
Yeah.
Awesome.
just ordered something, so they will be kind enough to let us sit at these tables. I didn't just want to do it in my room, so.
If it's going to be a long discussion, then you might be ordering again and again.
Yeah.
So audio is good, I guess. Yeah, it's recording. It's showing all these nice curves.
Dude, again, now that I'm seeing you on video, congratulations, your new daughter.
Oh yeah, there are ups and downs, but then the moment like these make you realize there is still hope in life, which makes life going. So yeah, this is the feeling which you basically realize the day you become parent yourself. I mean, I'm sure, Joe, one day you will realize that feeling for yourself.
I'm sure.
There's no matter what, I can never explain it to you.
Yeah, I'm sure one day. It's a great thing that home life can be exciting, of course. That's a great thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think in life, we all live in different phases.
Yeah.
And we realize that change is good. You know, even if the change is induced by something which is not good by itself, but we realize the importance of good times by living through bad times, I believe. So this is something which I have realized, and I think not just myself, I think all of us around the world have realized the importance of smaller things which we didn't used to value maybe a lot before. Like something as simple as dining out, like you're sitting out and you're dining and you're ordering food. So like you used to take these things maybe for granted, like, you know. And now, passing through this entire phase, I believe, I think we'll be much more grateful people, all of us, in future, and valuing things in life more than ever before.
I think of that like from a religious background anyways, like saying thank you to God for everything. But even like someone who doesn't believe in God, a scientist saying this, like it was meaningful. Like to me, science and religion are very close. Maybe a scientist wouldn't say that, but I believe I just learned science to appreciate God more. Just learn more about the world through science, but anyways.
So true, so true. And being grateful is so important, Joe. Like I think I've figured this out over the years that, see, to have is comparative. You know, if to seek for more in life, to get more of in terms of wealth, in terms of progression, in terms of material things, there's no end to that. So, I mean, one has to be grateful within themselves. So I have seen people, you know, we all see people around us who may not have much, but they're still very happy people. They're still very grateful. And that is something that matters. So I believe happiness, actually you drive from within. The day you start associating happiness with things around you and other factors is the day when you don't get happy and you start being less happy in life. So lucky are those people who find happiness within themselves and things which they appreciate, how small they may be. So yeah, and I think I really, you know, when it comes to that, I look up to you, in fact, Joe, like the way you have found happiness in things in your life, like maybe something as good as cycling, like that you have found your passion in that, and trying different food and meeting new people. So, you know, we all set our own standards and our own objectives in life. And as those objectives are close to us, basically, it's better. And as they are like more dependent on other things, like material things, it becomes difficult to become happy, I guess.
How have you been doing sharing all of this wisdom through different means? Besides just to your family and friends. I'm only saying because when we left Pakistan for the second time, you said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start some vlogs. And I know you did start.
You see, you know, so first of all, very grateful, and it's very humbling for me that you, for these nice words. But I believe, you know, all of us have wisdom. Because all of us have their own journeys in life, our own experiences, which make us all very interesting people and the people you can learn from. All of us can teach so much to each other, you know. So that is first. And secondly, then every person is different. Like, for example, you figure out your own self by trying things. So when I remember the day I told you that, you know, now is the time I'm going to, you know, start creating content, and maybe I'll have my own YouTube channel and whatnot. But you see, I figured out that maybe I'm better at communicating at an interpersonal level. Like the way I'm talking to you, I know you as a person, I know who I'm talking to. So maybe I will open up more to you than compared to I'm talking to an audience that I don't know much about. You know, I'm not saying that there's something bad about it. That is so good, the people who create great content and share their wisdom on public level. But maybe I don't have that in me as such. So I love to have conversation with my close circle, with people like 2 or 3 people, and sitting, sharing their wisdom together, having focus groups, having small sessions. So in terms of creating content, I figured out that I'm enjoying the role of a facilitator more than the creator. Yeah. So that to an extent, it's not a self-praise, but I like that selfless approach of myself, that, you know, instead of thinking much about projecting my own self, or, you know, why don't, for example, if I am with these creators and I'm helping them create content which is going viral, getting millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers, why don't I just create myself? No, I think I have found peace in my own role, which is being the sidekick of Mark Wiens and you. And, you know, being with you people and helping you out and and seeing you all do great and creating great content, and through your work and through little of my humble facilitation, if people around the world get to see great content about Pakistan in particular, that is enough for me. I believe that makes me really, really happy. So
That's
yeah, so
wonderful
in the
to hear.
foreseeable future, I don't see. I have a YouTube channel on which, without putting
Yeah.
up any videos, I still have 2,000 loyal subscribers. But I think that's, but I think that's enough. And yeah, but again, we are human beings. We are not, static people. We all evolve. So maybe this is what I feel right now. Maybe 6 months down the road, a year down the road, maybe I'm in a phase where I'm comfortable and where I'm in a zone where I actually feel like creating something. So I'm waiting for the right time. That time might never come, or that time might come next week. So yeah.
That's so cool. Some of the things you just said are very meaningful to hear. So thank you for laying it out like that for me. You can imagine when we've traveled many times, when I was traveling with Mark so often, but also Mark, he's traveled much besides me. If we are to meet someone in a country and they take us on a great trip, most of the time the next trip is happening so quickly, there's not so much time to even go back and reconnect with that person. You say thank you, but it's different with you because we have done so many times. We have kept in contact so many times, so I'm able to hear you say what you just said. So even if someone else would have wanted to say that, I don't have their contact. I didn't stay in touch. And so maybe that's too bad for me, but I'm blessed by being able to hear you say that right now. And that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that.
You see, you are like a pro traveler, so there's no comparison here, but I also love to travel. I think you figure out people. You figure out a person's real spirit by traveling with them. I so believe in it. I so believe in it. So it's very strange that the day we met the first time, we started traveling together, and it was a non-stop marathon travel, days in, days out for 14 days. So imagine, at times you are known to people for years and still you are not able to build that bond. But here in this case, I believe if we were just staying in one city, things would have been different, Joe. I believe it's the fact that you, Mark, and Micah, and all of us, we all traveled together. So I think that traveling has a factor to play because, you learn more about other people, you experience things together. So maybe you and I have more experiences together, more things to discuss and share compared to maybe someone I know for years and maybe meeting occasionally. So I think this is one reason that we connected. And to be honest, I don't want to sound too emotional because I don't know if you have tissues with you or not, so I don't want to make you cry. But the thing is that even in the middle of the trip, once we were in Hunza, remember? And having maybe that almond cake in the coffee shop, that day I figured out, I was thinking within myself that maybe I have made friends for life. I could feel that even it had been 7 or 8 days that we met, but I could see that because those 14 days were maybe the experiences that we made were worth maybe 14 months or maybe 14 years, if I may say so. Yeah. So that's very important.
I'm taking a photo of Lee. She's very happy behind the camera. I am listening to what you're talking about, but her order just came and she was so cute and happy.
I'm eating here. Hi, Ali.
Don't do this to me. Don't show me the food because once you show it to me, then I really need to eat that. Come on, this is not nicely. You don't do that to people who are foodie.
Okay, I will not bring it in front of the camera. Oh man. I could not possibly take you on a trip of Thailand as that would compare to the trip that you took us on Pakistan. It would be impossible, man. I would never be able to match the trip.
What makes you think that, you know? I think you can...
For food, okay, only in terms of food, okay, but in terms of the natural scenery, in terms of the everything so new, the thing that was so super cool about being in Pakistan is that every perception was blown away. And in Thailand, it's a beautiful country. You know, I've lived here for a long time, but it's not like shockingly different as you travel across the country. It's like jungle and more jungle and nice beaches and very peaceful, whereas Pakistan is so different, so incredibly diverse. You can't even explain it to someone who has never been in.
I believe it's the best thing about Pakistan is, I think there are two things. First of all, the diversity. I mean, like, imagine, like, in one country you have the deserts and the beaches and then the mountains as high as, you know, K2, and then you have villages and then the cities. And secondly, I believe it's the rawness of the place. It's so pure, you know. And
Good word.
I think you people, when we travel, we have been the Columbus of Pakistan, because we literally rediscovered Pakistan for the international audience. Exactly. You know, because it's a fact, by the way. I mean, I'm not exaggerating that. Mark and you have been the first, like, big international creators who visited Pakistan and created content on Pakistan. So I literally call you people the Columbus for Pakistan, because before you, yeah, exactly, because before you, not so many people knew about Pakistan. You know, the way America always existed. But what Columbus did, that he just, you know, showed the world that, oh, there is a place across Atlantic, so big, so beautiful. So this is what you guys did. Pakistan was always there. These people, the beauty was always there. But here come Mark Wiens and Joel, and, you know, they, with their cameras and with their smiles and with their talent and content, you just showed the world what the country really is. So yeah, I think you guys' name should go in Pakistan's government as the Columbus of Pakistan, or the guys who discovered Pakistan. Exactly, yeah.
I am extremely honored by your comment. I have to remind you of one thing, just using that. Okay, I also love how passionate you are with describing things, and how epic you make so many beautiful descriptions, and like just get people passionate to join in with what you are talking about. So you took us for some biryani, and you described him as the Elon Musk of Liaquatabad. The Elon Musk of Liaquatabad. And I was like, who could ever come up with something so genius as that? That description, I was in tears laughing. The Elon Musk of Liaquatabad, of biryani.
Yeah, I mean, like, the level of innovativeness and newness of that guy was at par. It's the only fact that the guy is creating cars and Teslas and SpaceX, and here our Elon Musk is creating nalli biryanis. You know, I mean, what? Like,
So,
It is genius, but it's also genius for you to compare those. Like, I love it. Oh man.
humble, sir, humble.
I'm humble. And you remember that Delhi biryani place we visited? They have expanded so much, and there are new places that have opened up there. We even, you know, one great thing about your work and then Mark's work and people like creators like you, one thing which is very great that you people are doing is that, you know, you're creating content, you're not promoting, I think that's not the right word, you are showing the real image of a country, of a place, of people to the world. And at the same time, you are helping so many businesses, so many small businesses and people who were probably previously struggling in life. But I am personally witness to that Joel, that your work has helped so many people. You remember, if I could remind you, your first day in Lahore. Remember we went for that chart in front of Thai Plaza. There was this guy who made a chart for us. I'm going to tell you something which will really, really inspire you, and you should also, pass on this comment to Mark, that after 1 year or maybe year and a half, I went to the same market with someone else, another creator from Dubai. So we were together, and at the same place, I saw another young kid standing and selling the same chart. I went there, and the kid recognized me immediately. Very nice of him, and he was like, "Yo, you're Ali, and you came, and we created content." And I was like, yeah, that's nice, but where's your father? Because he was previously here selling. So he said that, what, my father has now gone for the pilgrimage. So all Muslims, they go for Hajj, which is the mandatory pilgrimage for all those who can afford. I repeat, who can afford. So he went. So he went to Saudi Arabia for the pilgrimage. And I said, okay, fine. So he said, you know what? It became possible because of you. I said, how? He said, because after you people, when you made content, so many more people started coming. And our business grew, it expanded, and he could afford actually to take care of his family, and it made their lives better, and they could spare so much that his lifelong desire of going for the pilgrimage became possible. I was literally, I was blown, man. I was literally blown. I was like, what am I hearing? This is, such a small thing, but for them it was so big. So the kind of impact, and even he was so nice, remember, that, remember we even tried paying to his father, and his father did not take money from us. And we tried offering money even off the camera, he would never take that. So even in this case, when we tried paying to the kid, he would say, no way I can take money from you. Even off the camera, the gentleman from Dubai, he was very generous. He maybe offered him the money 100 times more than the original bill. But the kid would not take it. He said, no way I can take money from you. You guys have changed our lives. And that was so touching to know. And the credit goes to you people. This is the one feedback that I'm bringing back to you. You have no idea the lives that you have impacted.
Yeah.
When you visit these small vendors, and when seeing your content, so many people come and visit those places. Man, I am a witness to that. You people have probably helped countless people in this whole journey and changed their lives.
It is a real blessing in Thailand even to come across people who we've been to their restaurant before, and they say thank you and this. But that's a great story. Ali, thank you.
That's a great story, man.
It's one of so many, man. One of so many, I believe.
I would love to just go to every one of the same places again. Not even, of course, more places, but I would be so happy just to go to all the same things again.
Yeah, definitely. And there are a couple of cities that you guys didn't visit because, we didn't have much time. Maybe like Quetta, we couldn't go to Quetta. We can go there, and there's many other places. Pakistan, as I said earlier, has so much diversity that even if you guys come again for 2 weeks, we'll all be going to different places, and still the content will be worth and it will be great. So there's not a shortage of places, but I'm sure one place which you would definitely want to repeat is Hunza. And go there and spend maybe 2 or 3 days and just not do any other thing, but just to relax and maybe look at the mountains and valleys.
I never stop telling Lee about that. It's like if a human mind can comprehend heaven, a small piece of that heaven is named Hunza Valley, and it.
Yes, I remember. You cried there so many times.
I tell her so many times. If humans can put heaven on the earth, then you can witness that in
Hunza.
Karimabad, right? Is that the name of the?
Is that the name of the?
It's Karimabad. And I still remember, you remember when we drove in to the Serena Hotel's reception area, and when we came out of our van, I just remember it like yesterday. You guys looked at the mountains. I mean, like, I don't want to, but let me say, you were in tears. Your eyes were wet at the moment just to look at the whole vastness and beauty of the area. I mean, you said that, a camera cannot comprehend that. A camera's lens just cannot show the scale and the beauty and the colors. Because in Hunza, up in the north, God has put its own filters. God has done its own color grading there, basically. So you just need to see it from your own eyes, Just maybe put the camera aside and see it for yourself. So this is one place I cannot have enough of. I go there like maybe 2 or 3 times every year for the past so many years. And I would still want to go tomorrow, I cannot have enough of that place. It's a soul cleansing experience, I say, going to Hunza, basically.
It is a religious,
Yeah, it's a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage, basically, yeah.
You're giving me all the answers to all of my questions without me even needing to ask. Could I, was there one thing that worked so well that you didn't plan? Because you planned so much and so many details. Was there one thing that worked out that you weren't expecting? Do you remember?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember it like 200%.
Okay.
I was, I had faith in my people that, they would be very friendly people and welcoming to you. And even when I was inviting you people and writing emails, that I have said that. I have that in email written to Mark. Come to Pakistan, you will have a trip of your lifetime. And he said the same thing while leaving in the outer notes that, I had the trip of my lifetime. But one thing which I was really worried about, that if your stomachs would be able to tolerate Pakistan's food, that, I mean, if you would be able to basically, go for the 14-day streak in one go, have food every day, days in, days out, and still with solid stomachs. And I was surprised, especially, I think you had a trouble maybe the second day.
It took me a few days.
It took you a few days,
Yeah.
but Mark's stomach surprised me, It was just...
Immediately. Yeah.
Exactly.
No problem.
Oh my God. So I guess, yeah.
Absolutely.
Other than that, to be honest,
Okay.
I had a strange kind of faith in the whole situation, maybe in myself or in my people, that things would go well. Imagine, it was my first time, Joe, like if I say it right now, that if I'm going to re-host you or if I'm going to host someone else, maybe now I have the experience. Maybe now I've hosted so many people so that I can maybe plan things better. One very special thing about you was that when I was hosting you, it was my very, very first time. But still, having no prior experience of hosting creators or being with filmmakers or YouTubers, I had a strange sense of peace, calmness in me. There's no matter what, things would go well and nothing would happen and it would turn out to be great, and it did. And I don't see any logics or reasons for that, because for some things in life there's no reason or there's no logic. Some things just happen.
Sure.
So I never had any apprehension about the trip before it started, and I always had a belief that it would go great, and it did. And that's it.
You had faith. Cool. Oh man. It is so fun to think of this. And how many times have we thought back on this awesome trip in the past 2 years, man?
And you know what? I'll tell you, I'll confess something for you here. So I was prepared for everything, but one thing which I was not prepared for was that I would be part of the content. So I always had this idea or thought that I would be staying behind the cameras. So the first day, I remember when we started the first day and we went for that breakfast place. So when the breakfast served, I walked maybe 10 feet away and stood with my other, maybe my colleagues, and we were just talking that, okay, they would film and we would talk. And the first time, Mark turned the camera towards me, that scene is still on camera, that I was blown for like 1 second. Oh my God, I was not expecting that. What am I supposed to say now? Because never in my mind, I was expecting that, I was prepared for that, or I'd ever, So that was a big surprise because I had not prepared for that. I didn't have all those, smart sentences or stuff to say, quick one-liners. I had nothing.
Yeah.
So that was something. And then later when I figured out that, okay, they are going to feature me in the content, how am I going to basically complement their content? I was really worried. Of course, I was, maybe like their content is so important for them and they expect maybe something from me, and what am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to say? For example, Mark has a certain way of speaking. Joe has a certain kind of speaking. Should I be like them, or, what should I do? And then I figured out, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And I think it worked out. It worked really well in the end. And so this is one thing which was... I get that. So this was a very interesting part for me. And one more thing, which is, I believe is very emotional for me, is that I really want to thank, I've never said that to Mark myself, but towards the end of every video, I remember that he used to walk maybe away from us and used to record the outro of his videos. Okay. So I never got to know till the first episode and all other episodes released that he would just talk about me in those outros.
Yes. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah.
So that was very emotional. Again, something very, really have nice emotions attached with that. That I was blown, that he would just go and talk just about me, about and all the nice things, So that was something which was really, beautiful about this whole trip. And we can just keep on talking forever and forever about this, man. This is, I think this is we've just discussed tip of the iceberg. There's still
so many.
Oh man, there's a lot. There is a lot.
Okay.
There's one thing which didn't go well, and we really. The trip was great. The trip was great for all of us, but the trip was a disaster in terms of drones. Oh man, the people should know that Mr. Joe destroyed Mark's drone. You crashed and you were like so worried. Oh man, you need to admit you were so worried. Oh man, I crashed the drone. And what happened was that Mark crashed his drone after 2 days again. So we crashed 2 drones in 3 days. So that was maybe something which was not very great about the trip, that it was a drone crasher.
I have in my notes, like, if nothing else comes up, ask Ali if he would trust me with his drone. I wrote that in my notes.
Never. Probably the only reason I would not be sad saying goodbye to you here is because from you to I'm going to food, basically. So this goodbye will not be a sad goodbye. I'll say bye with a smile.
What a dude! It's the best.
bye.
That is amazing. That is a beautiful farewell, Ali. I love that, man. Okay,
Love you, man.
to your family friends, please greet everyone.
Let me say bye to
And
Ali
also- And to
Ali.
Sorry?
say hi to Farah for me, please.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye, bye. Love you both.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome
Bye.
to China. We will take you to the China also.
Ali, thank you for doing that. It was fun for me just to chat with you, but man, how to motivate a guy. Going back through those memories were beautiful. Thank you for your time, Ali, man. And to all of you watching, I hope you've enjoyed seeing some cool photos, hear about some shared memories. If you're watching to the end, you saw a very heartfelt connection with a past trip. Again, thanks to our friend Mark for being who he is and in the end making all of this possible. And then the part of this relationship that was in Pakistan, we have Ali to thank for that, making that possible. And now we all have the benefit of looking back on such amazing, honestly life-changing memories. So, and those memories will keep on giving. As you saw, so many people have been blessed, and we are blessed back, knowing that we were just a little bit of a part of that for them. And whatever comes next, it's going to be great. So, yeah, have a great day, everyone. Hope you are motivated. Hope you had some fun just looking back through a few memories, having some laughs with us. Have a great day. Much love.